Hello everyone! Remember Grimm Girl? She's back! Well, nah, not really. Kind of. So it looks like for those that don't know, Grimm Girl is maybe an alt that someone has made and has been just using Grimm to kind of wreak havoc on the ladder of the Global League with just Grimm, who is, if you don't know, the worst CO possibly in all of Add-Ons Wars, right? There's a one more famous alt, which is Grimm Guy, but here we have Grimm Girl, the girl version. And so it looks like Grimm Girl was wreaking havoc during the first half of this year, and then it looks like she kind of burnt out around somewhere June of 2024. But then she came back in like, I don't know, October or November or something, and she played one single match. And after this match, she again burnt out and hasn't played a game since. So this is like her little comeback. She did one match more of the Global League, and that was it. So let's take a look at it. So in this match, we're gonna have a map that's base light. So 2 bases and 1 airport. This map is called Timbuktu's Edge, I think it's called, by Monty. And it is Grimm Girl against F Tiger. F Tiger is at least at the time like a 1200 elo kind of player, and Grimm Girl was also hovering around that, so very even. They were both at the same elo, 1200. Maybe with the only change that of course Grimm Girl is playing with a CO that's worse than F Tigers, right? This is tier 3. Andy is very decent in tier 3 and pretty decent in base light, because you tend to do a lot of copters in base light, and Andy has really great copters. But if Grimm is not shy of fighting a CO in tier 3, that is going to be Andy. Because what does Andy want to do, right? Andy wants to make sure that his units don't die. And what happens with Grimm? All of a sudden, all your little 120 firepower to get the 2-hit KO on the 3-star property defense, and I didn't get this kill, I'm gonna save my 1 HP, 2 HP tanks, heal them up, and then do hyper repair with Andy. All of a sudden, with Grimm, that is thrown out the window. With Grimm, all your damage calculations are you have to grab them and just throw them out. Like it's just completely irrelevant. Everything gets broken out. Defense terrain is no longer really defense. Stuff just explodes pretty much. So Grimm is really great at destroying stuff. He gets his stuff destroyed as well, but it doesn't really matter. He pretty much kind of changes the game, right? Because his increased attack and reduced defense means that they're both kind of playing in the same realm of damage matrix. That's going to be an upper hand that Grimm Girl can have, or something that Andy's not going to really appreciate, right? He wants to save those units and repair them. Grimm's going to be able to take them out before his powers come into play. And especially, the one thing that I think a lot of people forget, the one very thing that Grimm has is his power. He has a cheap power, right? His 3-star, I guess it's like normal expensiveness, but it gives him more firepower and kind of enough to get some pretty nice breakthroughs. So we can kind of pull up the calculator. So already this is really bad for Andy, right? Especially if you had a com tower, like a tank against an infantry, that's gonna kill it. Imagine a tank, and you add a power. Look at that. All of a sudden, you might be able to KO that with the support of an infantry, a little bit of a chip tank. Like that's gonna take it out. On a plains, it's gonna live, but again, it's gonna be very, very easy to take these out. And if you're gonna look without any power, and put it on a city, that's 53 to 60. So that's gonna be like 5 already. A very easy guaranteed 2-hit KO on a daily basis. So it's gonna be very tough for Andy to kind of keep his units alive. And one very important metric here, because I was mentioning the base light. Look at this. Look at the copter versus copter. And here terrain is gonna be irrelevant. This is with no com towers. Boom. With power, with com tower it's 91 to 100, so it's gonna leave it at 1. So maybe with some chip, maybe with some infantry damage, right? Yeah, look at that. Copter infantry is gonna be a guaranteed kill on our copter of Andy, and with a power, guaranteed KO. Something that Andy's not gonna be able to do, right? If we swap these around, he's not gonna get the kill on a com tower, and then he's going to need that super to get the KO. But his is more expensive, so it's all about here Grimm being the aggressive one in this matchup, and Andy trying to really stall it out. So we'll see how these two players do so. So pretty standard capture phase. They all kind of went for pretty faster income, kind of leaving the airport for the third infantry of the base. We got the first tank from this base. It looks like Tiger did the same thing, both sending it towards somewhat the center, and then it looks like we have an ABBA tank order, right? Player 1, player 2, second one for player 2, and now Grimm Girl. No recon, no artillery, nothing crazy. Pretty standard tank opening. It's the most standard that you can get. If you never know what to open with, you can just go ahead and open with tank. This first tank does seem to kind of scare F Tiger's tank positioning, I guess because this one wasn't tank chained from the same base, and this one couldn't wrap around. I guess you could have like one, two, three, maybe you put it on this forest, and then this tank could have just sat around here. I'm not sure why it kind of went here. I think if Tiger really wants this tank to go over it to this area and threaten this. I mean, this capture is not gonna get threatened, but I think this already is kind of a bad positioning here by F Tiger. Sometimes tank chain is really strong in the early game, and you should really exploit that. So I think F Tiger there missed out a very big opportunity. If this tank would have been made here, then he could have moved over right in front of this tank, of this Grimm tank, and then just bring the other one just chained up, and then Grimm Girl is never going to go and attack that tank because she cannot chain this one, and this one will get taken out with the one that F Tiger was bringing. But even from here, even having this tank over here, he could have just put it over here in this forest, and this tank could have just sat, I don't know, wherever it wanted, a little bit more threatening. I guess here is fine. It's still threatening the positioning of this tank, while this one is not. But I don't know. I kind of like a more aggressive posture. Now Grimm Girl will be able to link up this delayed tank, so these are going to be chained. So it's going to deter F Tiger here from attacking. Again, if both tanks were here, if both of them were pointing at the middle, then Grimm Girl could not be sitting on this 3-star terrain. It's like this tank could go and attack and just do one first strike, and you know, sucks that you can't do both. That would be ideal. The thing is that there's these 3 nice tiles that Grimm Girl can then respond from. Right, if this guy goes and attacks here, boom from a road, boom from a plains, then this one gets slapped from a silo or a forest. So Grimm Girl using that better terrain, and F Tiger kind of like respecting it too much, I think. Just wrapping around this tank or this board and protecting it. This one really embracing that, like, I'm the stallier CO. Like if I stall it out, I just win. You know, I have the better late game CO kind of overall strategy. And Grimm Girl is gonna have to really try to have this, like, put pressure, right? Have this map presence and try to divide the army from F Tiger and try to reap rewards somewhere else. So com tower timings are important. Also, we see F Tiger looks like he saved up some funds. Let's actually go back. Okay, so he did not even make a tank on this turn, just so so he could save up. So very passive stally. Wow, that's pretty incredible. So yeah, so passing on that tank count, right? Because that would put him at 3 tanks, like 3 tanks, then 4 tanks, and then he could have his 4th or 5th tank, and just jumping right into medium tank. That I don't really like that actually. Because all these light tanks are going to be able to put so much pressure in other parts of the map, especially on the sides. Even if this medium tank goes towards the middle, it's like there isn't that much here. So, and let's go back to the turn where we were. Also, this kind of seems like a mistake from Grimm Girl though, like sending all the tanks towards the middle. Easy to respond for the medium tank, but then she, I guess never mind. She does go and attack here. Let's do turn by turn, action by action. So she gets these captures. This one is kind of contested. This infantry is kind of all alone. She goes for these 2 tanks and goes and takes out that com tower infantry, and has these in position to either keep attacking or defend, or go for these captures right here. Goes for these, and wow, she has all these tanks in the middle. I think these could go over here. Medium tank was made in, I think the copter was made kind of in response to this medium tank, and now there's another medium tank to respond to that. And the medium tank, you can kind of take it honestly as Grimm. You should see this. You should really see how much this does. Like, it's pretty insane. Like, if it's on a plane, look at that. It does 3 damage, and with the power, you have 2 copters and you take it out. Maybe 2 and a tank, something like that. So I feel like maybe medium tanks over an investment, but honestly, Grimm Girl has 4 tanks in the field. As long as they're not in range of this medium tank, then she can have overall more coverage. So now that infantry got taken out. This one got first struck by a tank. She's starting this capture. Looks like she won't be able to stop it unless she uses one of these. Bring some of these. Uses the medium tank to kind of sit on the com tower and attack an infantry. And since this anti towards the top, makes another medium tank and a copter. So really embracing that Andy approach. Like, I'm just gonna make medium tanks. I mean, they're good, right? They're good, but here against Grimm, it's kind of tough. I think you really want to make use of those triangle units. So just gonna sacrifice the jet infantry to stop this capture, and gonna go get a first strike. And now gets the kill there, and then she's gonna go for a tank, an infantry attack. Do you go for the tank attack on this? Probably not, right? Because it's covered by this copter, and none of the others are covered by the copter. This medium tank should have never gone here by F-Tiger. I think if these attack here, these could have very well gone down here and covered these guys, as they're very exposed. Now this tank is gonna be kept over here to deter this anti-air. It's gonna force, because F-Tiger doesn't have more of those light vehicles, right? Because he's been making medium tanks, just only made these 2 tanks. The only answer to this tank is gonna be, well, I guess he could send a tank. Oh my god, this copter, but he's gonna have to send one of these very expensive medium tanks to answer a single tank, or send a copter. So it makes it tricky. So early decisions and builds, they matter. And that's something that you can clearly see. Look, this whole medium tank, it is having to be sent to the north just to answer a single tank. This is to show you how important builds matter. It's not just about pressing whatever button and let's just buy this. And here, kind of an awkward thing, but this tank got reduced to 2, and then he could only attack one single tank because he only had this one single healthy one in range, and he decided to attack over here. So I guess if you look at the HP of the tanks, he lost 8 plus 3, that's like 11 HP of a tank. And then Grimm Girl lost 7 plus 1, 8. So it was slightly positive for Grimm Girl. We'll see if she decides to keep attacking over here. Probably not, because you have this medium tank and copter, and it's pretty close to this base as well. But she's gonna go for this interrupt, finish that off easy. Reducing that unit counter here is gonna be very easy. Like, this medium tank, if it can stay in that area, it's gonna mean that she can kind of win over here. We're gonna have a bunch of infantry as they finish some of the captures. They're gonna be flooding this area a little bit. Infantry gets taken out. Okay, another infantry gets taken out. So very positive infantry trades right there. You can see from the unit count, 11 infantry and 9 infantry. Grimm Girl has made 1 more copter than F-Tiger, so there's that, and it's also the beginning of F-Tiger's turn. At all this, Grimm Girl has the income advantage because she has these 2 properties. None of these 2 are captured, and then she also has the com tower, which Andy doesn't have, so even more hurtful that damage matrix. And the lack of tanks. Copter and 7 HP tank without a com tower. The lack of com. It's not gonna get he's not gonna get that KO, but I really don't like this positioning here. This copter. There's this copter in range of it. Seems a little bit of a greedy, kind of desperate moment by F-Tiger, because This copter is not covering it, even with a super, which we're kind of still far away from it. It's not going to cover that copter. This anti-air also doesn't cover that copter, even with a super. I guess you could say that, yeah, with a super it can reach this tile, which attacks the copter getting onto the city, but you're not going to get the super, and it might not be worth it, like, to rely on that. So kind of a blunder here from F-Tiger. Maybe the copter could have, let's see, maybe the copter could have attacked here from this tile. Thing is that this anti-air, yeah, it's kind of awkward. Like, it goes over here and then it does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't even reach this tile. So maybe just don't attack with a copter, but oh well. If Tiger decides to go in, maybe tries to go for some lock roll, and medium tank is gonna shoot at an 8 HP infantry and another infantry first strike. But you can see that this is gonna be all alone now. Like, this infantry is gonna die next turn. There's plenty of infantry, and this tank even could be sacrificed just to take this out, and there's gonna be a whole medium tank up here just shooting at these things. So that is exactly what she's gonna do, take it out. And even due to lack of unit count, I think you can safely block the tank. 1 HP, 10 HP, look at that, beautiful. Now this medium tank is gonna be shooting at infantry again. This is what unit count, just more unit count or unit count superiority, local unit count superiority, whatever you want to call it. This is the stuff that it can do. A single 1 HP infantry is making it so that this medium tank cannot shoot at this tank. Unit count matters. So yeah, that copter is gonna go to this tile, take out that copter. A pretty bad trade here for F-Tiger. Wasn't able to take out this tank. And is losing unit count kind of left and right. Another infantry is gonna get taken out. Tank is gonna take out that tank, and even gonna first strike that infantry. So it looks like Grimm Girl has an overall majority of infantry pretty much everywhere in the map. There's these 4, another 3 healthy ones coming in that could potentially go for this comm tower, try to solidify more of this corner, and even has an artillery coming with another medium. Well, I guess the medium tank is to respond to this one. It was the one that was built earlier over here. And this artillery can threaten an HQ cap, right? It can take this black up pretty fast. Again, it's Grimm, so that's gonna hurt. And down here in the south, like, if Tiger can go and start this capture, you do have this infantry rings to stop it, so not much of a chance there. But if Tiger, not much that he can do here. I think he can take out all 3 of these tanks, right? Medium tank takes this one out, copter takes this out, tank takes this out. Like, I think he can clear a lot of those unit counts. But we'll see. Ooh, okay. We'll see if it pays off. Gonna first strike there, gonna take that out. Yeah, and then probably take out the 4 HP. Might as well just take out this the 3 HP infantry. And yeah, has to use the medium tank to shoot at this infantry. Wow, doesn't go for the kill. I think you might as well here. Just reducing that unit count is gonna be very big. From 5 to 4. It might matter. So over here, Grimm Girl is just gonna double down on those captures because she has overwhelming unit count. Makes a nice little ball here, protecting it with his artillery, and this is alarm bells for F-Tiger. This black ball will go down very easily. So he definitely needs to send more stuff. Perhaps make an artillery and lock your HQ down, conceding the corner. Just a lot of decisions. And Grimm Girl wisely pulls back from this corner. This medium tank, copter, anti-air, like this full composition is gonna make it kind of impossible until she can bring something to answer that medium tank kind of effectively. But I think she's pretty happy. Like, she got these 2 cities already. She's gonna get these as well, most likely. She has the comm tower. If Tiger doesn't have many infantry here in the area, and she can pretty much keep this contested the whole game, honestly. She can keep interrupting from the mountains. Like, F-Tiger would have to send a lot of army to this area just to secure the comm tower. So yeah, you can try all you want to, even go for both, sure, but you're not gonna get either of these. Those are gonna be very easily interrupted. Medium tank is gonna sit right behind the black boat, and yeah, just kind of chilling here, right? Copter's gonna protect here, but these infantry are gonna get an easy interrupt from the mountain. And this is desperation moment for F-Tiger. He needs to get things happening quickly, and he looks like he's pretty scared of these. Move back a little. this positioning here is pretty far away from everything. Like, these keeps the medium tank out of range of both copters, but not of one. Doesn't even have anything in range to threaten the artillery. Would it even... Can this medium tank do any significant damage? Okay, no, not that much. But maybe copter. Is it a 5? Yeah, so that's gonna be a nice defense for Grimm Girl. She might lose these cities. So let's see. She's gonna send that copter. Anti is not gonna reach, but you can send this copter, and that's gonna go down, and which is very much worth it because there's no other infantry in this area, right? F Tiger, you're not gonna get this comp tower, and that's gonna get taken out. Tank is gonna go into interrupt the comp tower, and copter gonna be sent. Gonna take those infantry out, meaning that there's only one single healthy infantry from F Tiger. Your infantry health is so important. Look at how many infantry Grimm Girl has over here, and even is streaming some over here because of the amount of medium tank that she's been making, and copters makes you so that you can make some more infantry. So she's just, her plan is just to hold on to these, pretty much eliminating this infantry, which means that sure, you can walk around with your vehicles in this area if you want to, but they're not gonna capture my properties. There's only this single infantry and no new ones coming either. Maybe overmaking those anti-airs. There's like 4 anti-airs for 4 copters. Well, you have 2 copters, so maybe not that needed. Copter's gonna go down, tank gets attacked by a copter, and yeah, all of those that went in from Grimm Girl are all gonna get taken out. And maybe now you do have to respect that super from Andy as Grimm, because your power spike as Grimm has gone by. It was that power, that first power, almost similar to like Adder, right? Although now she actually uses it. I guess you might as well use it right now before F Tiger uses that super, because that super from Andy can be very strong because it gives him that extra firepower and movement, right? So Grimm also has to be with that whole like, oh, I have to be 1 tile, 2 tiles further away, so you gonna get out positioned. So yeah, it looks like Grimm Girl is gonna use the power, and I'm not sure. Maybe copter medium tank doesn't even reach this medium tank, so maybe double copter on this medium tank. We'll have to see. Copter, okay, that's the KO that we had talked about in the intro. That's gonna be a KO. Maybe goes for a KO on the other tank. Ooh, these are at 1. Okay, that's gonna heal up, but I guess that's fine. At 6 HP, it's not gonna do too much. You could probably put the artillery like behind the medium tank, and then it like. You also have this medium tank covering this one, so yeah, it's looking amazingly good for Grimm Girl. Even going for this comp tower cap, going for the city flip over here. All this accumulation of infantry means that, you know, after getting this, now she can shift over this area and get these properties, and eventually kind of beat this area. So pretty much F Tiger is kind of dead. Down 40,000 in value, multiple in unit count, in income, and yeah, and he decides to wisely tap out. There's just more army everywhere, right? This infantry, the single infantry would try to capture this, maybe gets interrupted, probably not, but it's just one single one, and then you're forced to interrupt this capture with no infantry because you don't have any more infantry to interrupt it, so you have to send out a vehicle, which then gets taken out, increasing that difference of unit value. And then over here, this medium tank can't really shoot at anything without getting slapped back by another medium tank. Once this medium tank goes down, then these anti-airs can get taken out easily, which makes these copters can go about to wreak havoc whatever they want. So it's just gonna be a slow death from there. So well played by Grimm Girl. I think a few like missed positions by F Tiger, especially in the early game. Certain like early decisions, the builds, like maybe not making that early medium tank. Maybe it could have been a few more tanks to have more coverage. Usually to stall it out, it works to have coverage of the whole map, right? Just getting outmaneuvered, getting a single medium tank outmaneuvered by multiple tanks, it can hurt. There's a few turns I'll have to stop the music. But let's see. There was a turn here. So medium tank over here, and then Grimm Girl goes to attack. This medium tank isn't even in range, so Grimm Girl can still use these tiles. And then even after that, this medium tank going over here to shoot over here while these tanks went down there, right? Like if Tiger goes to attack here and then medium tank over here, means that these tanks can kind of go down and attack all this stuff while this medium tank cannot even reach. I guess this tank was protected by this copter, but this one wasn't. And so, and even after that, like then the single tank drove an entire medium tank to the top because there wasn't another tank. I guess you could have sent a copter, but you kind of needed the copter in this area because you also got massacred here again because the medium tank was sent over here. Like just a lack of early light vehicles meant that F-Tiger had less coverage, and Grimm Girl was able to exploit that by attacking here, attacking there, just outmaneuvering, having a better front switch here or there, and then just winning tactically. Little trades, right? These little tank trades, infantry trades, and even this whole medium tank meant that it was easier for Grimm Girl to take an advantage in this area because there was more of an investment from F-Tiger here. And then it's just a snowball of value and taking over the map and captures and more good brawls. And yeah, GG. Congratulations to Grimm Girl redeeming herself, because the other match that I had shown, spoiler alert, it was a loss of hers. Yeah, pretty nice. She had actually sent me this match, full disclaimer. She was like, I need to redeem myself. And so it looks like she tried really hard on this match, and she like sent it to me really happy, like, okay, I finished it. Now you can watch it. So, thank you, Grimm Girl, for sending it to me. It was a good match. Interesting to see how all that like positioning and outmaneuvering kind of took place, and the approach from F-Tiger being like, I need to stall it out, it didn't work out as he was intending it, and we can see why. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.